Oh, good morning. It's just after 6 o'clock, Tuesday. I'm not usually up at this time of the morning, but I just couldn't sleep this morning. I don't know why. I have to speak quietly because Anne's still in bed. Yesterday she said, I despair sometimes with what you do with these videos. Anyway, welcome back to Playa Blanca. It's a nice clear morning. Looks like there's a little bit of cloud about. But otherwise a fairly clear sky. You can see all the stars. I'm not quite sure what time it comes light because I'm not up at this time normally. I think I was in bed just thinking about putting together my video from our day out in Fuerteventura yesterday. Then I started looking at my videos, and I suppose from them I thought I might as well get up and do something rather than just sit here and look at the videos. I'll put it together, then I can get it on the channel. I was thinking again about when we first moved here, just over 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, not quite, July 2021. And we arrived here with 2 suitcases and a couple of bags. We'd nowhere to live permanently. We'd got a holiday let for a month, and it's not like we're youngsters. We're both in our 60s, and we arrived here, sold our house in the UK. As I said, nowhere to live permanently, and fortunately within 2 days we'd got ourselves a long-term rental. Which was really good news. It took the pressure off. And I think if we arrive now, unless you're prepared to pay a lot of money, that would be extremely difficult to get. Long-term rentals here, like hen's teeth. Is that the saying? Like hen's teeth. And the ones that are available are really expensive. So I thought it might be useful if I did some videos on buying property and looking for property here. When I think about coming here and all the preparations that we had to make to come here, getting visas and arranging the shipping of our personal effects and some furniture we brought, and thinking about where we were going to live, and health insurance and language problems, and of course we were all excited. We were so excited about coming here and being by the sea, the Atlantic Ocean, beaches, the sunshine, different culture. Yeah, we were excited, but it's quite daunting as well. Quite daunting. You know, you're moving away from the country that you've lived in for all your life. Apart from 2 years, we lived in Holland for 2 years. So we weren't really strangers to moving away. And then we'd owned a house in mainland Spain for 2 or 3 years. But that just didn't seem to work out. It was a holiday home. It was a place that I wanted to retire to. But I don't know, things changed. As things do change over time, things changed. And we sold that and moved back to the UK. Having said that, we weren't living permanently in Spain then. It was just sort of a long-term holiday home. So yeah, I thought it might be useful to people just to hear our story and see how we got on. Because you know we all sit at home. You know, when I say I'm sat at home now, we sit back in the UK. We watch all the holiday programs, don't we? You know, Place in the Sun over and over again, and you know, everything looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong, it is fantastic. Yeah, I was going to say I loved every minute. Yeah, but you know, you have downs as well as ups, and it's always more of a challenge when you have downs here. But you know, we work through them. You just get through you have to, don't you? You have to get through these things. What's the alternative? You know? Are only going to get back on a plane and go back to the UK? No thanks, no. Not that we've got anything. We've no property back in the UK. It's not like we've got a house there we could go back to. We're here full time. We live here. This is our life. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of people watching this, and I hope there's a lot of people watching this, are probably thinking, yeah, I'd like to make the move, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. Well, I mean, I'm no expert, but I read a lot. I do a lot of research, and I did a lot of research before we came here, and it's probably me listening to people that were in the situation that I'm in now, that we're in now, and just learning from their experiences. You know, sometimes I think to myself, well, you know, I make this YouTube channel. What have I got to offer? What have I got to tell people? And then I think, well, actually, you know, I'm here in Lanzarote in Spain. I've moved here, lock, stock and 2 smoking barrels, and we've made our life here, and all the processes that we had to go through just to get here and to stay here. You know, the visas, the renewals, the TIEs, residency cards, changing your driving licence, registering your healthcare, getting your doctor. All these are challenges. I mean, my wife says, she said, you've some sort of perverted notion that you enjoy these challenges, and you know, maybe I do in a way. At least, you know, we have the time to work these things out, and as I say, try to learn from other people's experiences, which is, I suppose, one reason why I'm making these videos, is hopefully you'll find something useful with some of the things that I say. I might not always be right. I don't know. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty knowledgeable on things. I would never say I give professional advice. I don't. That's not me. I don't make any money out of this. In fact, it costs me money. Every time something arrives in the post or by Amazon, and says, "What have you bought now? What have you bought now?" Oh, it's just another little microphone. It's oh, there's another camera that I just wanted. I think I could do with that. Oh. So, but I've always been interested in things like that anyway. So, it's it's just a good excuse, really, to buy some things. So anyway, I thought I would probably do a couple of videos in the next few days. I mean, bear in mind, it takes time to do these things. I have to think about what I need to be telling you, and what I think that you would probably want to know. And then things don't always go right when you're filming things and then you're editing things and say, "Oh, that doesn't sound right," or "I said that wrong." And yeah, I'm not perfect, but I'm a bit. See, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Now, I would have edited that out, but I was watching this guy. I think it's called Tea with Steve. Hint. He said, "Get a cup of tea, sit down, do a video, just talk to people, be yourself." And I thought, yeah, thanks, Steve. I'll do that. I didn't expect to be doing it at 6 o'clock in the morning, but there you go. So I thought I'll just do a little video on finding property here, looking for property. So we rented, and then we expected to rent for maybe 6 months. That's what we budgeted for, and then we were actually renting for 12 months, and I thought it was going to be even longer than that, but we found this house over budget and loved it. I wasn't sure. I like the house, don't get me wrong, I like the house, I love the house. It's a beautiful house, nice location, exactly where we wanted to be. It was just, I thought it was right at the top of the, well, it was the top of our budget, but also I thought we were buying at the, really at the top end of the market at the time. Prices had shot up since we arrived here, and so I thought we were buying at the top of the market. But so what we bought this 2 years ago, and they've just continued to shoot up. And you look round here, where we are, this area, there's hardly anything for sale at the moment. Hardly anything. So I think we I wouldn't say we got in at the right time. The right time would probably have been 12 months earlier, 18 months earlier, but there wasn't anything available that we wanted at that time. There were a few houses like this, actually. We weren't too sure. There was one that I wanted to buy and didn't. It was, well, what I would say was a bargain at the time. But Anne just didn't like the development. She liked the house. The house was nice, similar to the house we're in now. But she just didn't like where it was, and so we passed up on that one. I don't regret it. I don't regret it 1 minute. What we've got here is really lovely. So sometimes you just have to hold out for what you really want. And when we came to view this house, Anne, it's funny, she sat in a chair in the garden and looked up at the house, and I could see in her face, yeah, this is the house. This is the house for us, she was saying, yeah, or this is the house for me. And so we bought it. Of course we bought it. Anne wanted it, we bought it. No, not that she's like that. It's not fair. It's not fair to say that. She's not like that. But she was right. It was the right decision to make. So anyway, I'll probably make a video about how we went about finding a house and different sites to look at. But that's for, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. And I know I'm going to do another video as well on the long-term residency. That's what I was trying to think of. See, it's so early in the morning. I don't think my mind's kicked into gear yet. So I thought I'll do a video on long-term residency, because there's a bit of confusion about what exactly you need. It's our next step in the process. We've earlier this year we did our 4 and 5 year renewals, so that takes us up to early 2026, and that's when we can apply for permanent residency, which will be great. And I'll explain that all in another video. That's not for now. I'm just enjoying my morning cup of tea, and I'm looking over here because this is where the sun comes up, and I think it'll be a while before the sun comes up. What time are we on? It's 20 to 7. I'm not quite sure what time sunrise is, but of course we've got the mountain here, Montaña Roja, so we see the sun a little bit later on in the morning here. So maybe about, I don't know, 7:15, something like that, when it starts to peak above the mountain. So with that, I think I shall go and wake myself up. So anyway, cheers. Hope you have a good day wherever you are. Thanks very much for watching this video as ever. If those videos on property and doing your residency renewals and a couple of other things, if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, then maybe consider subscribing to the channel, and then you won't miss that. There's a little bell you can press down there for notifications. Apologies for the lighting here. I'm sat in the dark. But it's a nice pleasant morning. Just a little breeze. Not too chilly, quite pleasant. Hopefully it's going to be another nice day. And anyway, so as I say, if you want to see more like this, or not like this necessarily, but if you want to see videos about moving here, buying property, as well as my sort of more cinematic walks around Playa Blanca. I don't like the videos you just sort of walk around by the shops and say, here's a shop, and here's another shop, and here's a bar, and here's a restaurant. I mean, don't get me wrong, I used to watch them as well when I was sat in the UK, particularly during COVID, and people were walking around, and of course there were hardly anybody here. I was interested in them as well. I watched the videos, but I just thought I wanted to do something a little bit different with my walkabout videos. Just going. I like going for walks, as you probably know if you've watched some of my earlier channels, my earlier films, videos. I like doing something that's a little bit more cinematic. Anyway, that's 20 minutes. That's enough. You've heard enough from me. If you're still with me, thanks very much for staying with me. Thanks very much for tuning in again. And wherever you are, have a good day. and I'll speak to you soon.